have a lab assignment for this week regarding the lessons. I did explain a little bit on what's going on with the whole Canvas. We're not touching yet on JavaScript, but it's one of the required subjects we're supposed to go through as far as the curriculum. I do want you guys to read the lessons because we'll be having a quiz. But on the lab assignment, we're going to trade off going back to the Flipgrid. This time, I'm going to have you guys do a wireframe. So our Flipgrid, I provided the link on the assignment page. I'm going to have you guys give me 5 minutes to explain your wireframe. Your wireframe is pretty much a mock-up of what your website will be looking like. There's two aspects of it. As a matter of fact, there's three. There's a video part, which is what we're going to talk about. There will be a list of items that I will be having you guys submit, and of course, the wireframe itself, which is basically a drawing of what you transition from one page to the next. But we'll go over them briefly. That way, you guys can get yourself acclimated to what you're going to require and start grouping all your resources and possibly even talk amongst each other of how you want to approach your project because it will be coming up very very soon after week 9, which is your exam, and then week 10 going into JavaScript. It's just going to be a very very quick uh, second half of our semester. So okay, we're gonna go ahead and give you guys the first submission that I'm gonna request is a list of pages, and this is a sample. You can go. I will very much like for you guys to base yours directly from the sample, meaning that I want you guys to follow as far as what I'm requiring on you to see on yours. For instance, in the very front page of your your web page, I would like for you guys to start creating your logo. You can have a primary mock-up of what your logo could be. You can find something on the internet that's relatable or even hand drawn. It does not matter as long as you have a creative idea of what you're going to be wanting to see for your web page. As far as logos concerned, you can go by what South Texas College has done. They've created their own logo. I know it takes time to create some such things, but I do want it to get in the back of your head that that's one of the things that you're going to be wanting to put on your website. Next thing is the navigation menu. We've gone through some of this stuff on HTML side of things, programming hyperlinks and hrefs to different pages. You can either have just text that'll send you off into another page, or we're talking about also like buttons that were created in the past. Some form of identifying markers that will lead you to other pages within the site. And that's going to be carried across all of your websites. So that way, if you go into the next page, your about page, you go into your products page, you go into any of the other sub pages that you'll have at least a navigation menu that you can at least go back, or one where you have like breadcrumbs and stuff like that, where you can go back to the original page, or visit other pages among the websites. So it's very important to have a menu bar or a navigation menu set. We upcoming is our main content. We talked about header image in this last assignment. It's very important to have a hero section. It's another fancy word for header image. Very much like any other other websites that you possibly seen out there. They mostly include some type of branding right up front that makes it clear that you are in the right place. I'll go through one sample real quick in just a bit, but I do want you to have a section dedicated to either your logo, a slogan. That we practice that with our last responsive layout, and that's more or less what you want. I want you guys to follow through and start adding that in the back of the mind, and being able to incorporate that in your upcoming project. Next thing I want you guys to get familiar with is having a section where either you're highlighting a sale of the month or something that grips the eye, um, makes it eye catching. And so feature projects, and we'll go over it. As a matter of fact, let's do that now. There's a particular website that I mostly like, I'm very fond of, just because of the layout. We talked about the logo, very important for branding your own image. This is what we call the hero section. It can be a static picture, or it can be a picture set in a div that can be, um, for instance, be linked to another page. Like for instance, Shop Now, it clearly gives you a button to go to a separate page, but right off the bat, you can, even when you come into the cross of this website, it pretty much it grabs your attention right away. That you know what, I believe I am in the right place. This is Bass Pro Shop, and this is something that I may be more likely to be interested in. So we talked about how the featured products, this other section right here is a couple of items that highlights the business that most of people can get engaged in, and we'll talk about that. um, Next, we talked about categories, and I'm just using mine as a just a sample. Your categories can range, for sure. So what I've listed on mine is just a basic rundown of what I am selling in my webpage. So yours can be services, yours can be as heard restaurant or a marketplace. I have them categorized by particular categories, very important. So have here categories that'll send you off to those pages where they have that specific information related to the topic or related to the category. Next, is not required, but I would like for you guys to also have in mind, since we talked about all the different parts of the web page, if you want to add a sidebar in order to create a search bar or product filtering, this will be very hard to be creating filters by page or by brand, but it is doable. Um, if you want to go that extra step, I can uh, direct you to more what's called resources that'll let you uh, create those filters. On the footer section, very important, very important. On the footer section, very much like what we would see in this section, as far as basic information, contact information. I do want you guys to be very, very descriptive of exactly what you're going to be putting on. So be elaborate. Don't just, okay, this is what I'm going to have on there. No, please be very specific. You have particular hours. I won't, if you're um, not exactly set, please still fill this part out, because regardless whether or not if, with all the stuff that you might be planning, this little things may um, be overseen. And they're very important. I mean, if a person can't get to you to your location, what's the use of having a website, right? Or versus, or if they are possibly be interested in reaching you in by other means, or the just relevant information. I believe this footer here should give the user, um, the visitor, the all of the relevant information about your site. So this is one part of what I'm requesting. Second part will be the wireframe. I'm going to list just because this further enhances the rationale of what I'm requiring for your website. And for this part, there are some out there. Visio has a pretty good one that lets you wireframe online. I believe your student account should be able to access that. I'll provide a better sample on the web page. There we go. And this is just a simple mock-up. Um, you can use PowerPoint, and you can use uh, Visio, or you can use Microsoft Word. I do not mind, or even hand drawn. Take a picture of it. That as long as you can start getting a clear idea of where you want things to be situated within the web page, and that also gives you an idea of the resources that you're going to be required to do those type of things. And I don't want you guys to have a particular fallacy of like, oh, you know what, I can create such and such elaborate websites when you might be tied, or you might be limited by your own resources as far as time and knowledge of how to create that those types of elements on your web pages. So I want you guys to be realistic, and this pretty much gets you grounded as far as what you might be capable of. So we might even in the upcoming weeks with JavaScript and everything, some of these things may be possible. But like I said, we like to take it a step at a time, or a week at a time. But realistically, I want you guys to create your visualize. I'm sorry, not create. Visualize what your website will be looking like. So that's the second part. So it can be handwritten, can be on Visio, can be on PowerPoint. Just drop in a couple of elements there. Um, you can also start adding colors in it, and this also paints a clearer picture, just putting it side by side on your HTML. And you know what, you can start diagramming your columns and your all your divs within the web page. So that's part two. And of course, we talk about the video itself. Okay, the video itself. On flip.com. There it is. All right. So on flip.com, just basically explain to me what you've done. Um, you can uh, create a little presentation. Um, you can make a list of all and explain the list of all the pages you're going to be creating and why they're going to work like that. Remember how we went back to how I was going to be the client, and you're going to be presenting the type of website you're going to be doing for me. This is your next phase, where you're are already gathering all the resources, and you know what, you need to also be fairer to be able to explain the process. So it's like a practice run for your upcoming interview, uh, uh, regarding web pages. You have to pitch something. You're pitching your idea. Now you're pitching your strategy. So this is also very important, and it's no more than 5 minutes. If it's less, through to run 3-4 minutes, that's perfectly fine as well. But I do want you guys to get uh, in the know, or get some experience of what you might be faced as far as how to talk to a client, how to uh, be able to not only plan but be ready to execute that particular project, and so you can gauge yourself, so it won't be such a big undertaking when you get to that bridge. So that was basically it. On no other requirements, no lab. It's just the three items: the wireframe, the list, and the video itself. So very short this week. I do want you guys also to uh, get a little bit of rest, because next week, week 9 exam CSS, I will be posting the review next week, and of course after that, get ready because JavaScript will be a doozy. All right. So I'll be seeing you guys' videos, and I'll be commenting. More than that, I'll be commenting and giving more guidance as far as what your projects are starting to look like.